Governor Walker, I need you to answer. Do you believe a Wisconsin worker can live on our minimum wage? Do you believe the state has an obligation to make sure workers are paid some sort of minimum wage, and if so, what that should be? I need an answer.
Yeah, and my point is, I believe the state should be focused on helping people create jobs that are much greater than the minimum wage.
What is your position on the minimum wage? Should we have it?
Well, I'm not going to repeal it, but I don't think I don't think it serves a purpose.
Welcome back to the Ed Show. This is the story for the folks who take a shower after work. Scott Walker, very clear, he just doesn't want to stand with Wisconsin workers. A labor group is taking the matter into their own hands and suing the governor for fair wages. You see, there's a clause in Wisconsin's law that says that every wage in the state shall not be less than a living wage. Insufficient wages are entitled to a state review. Wisconsin Jobs Now filed several formal complaints saying that the $7.25 an hour minimum wage just doesn't cut it. Wisconsin's Labor Department dismissed the claims, citing a single study from the Wisconsin Restaurant Association. They say raising the minimum wage would tank the economy. Of course, the Restaurant Association is one of the largest lobbyists determined to freeze the minimum wage. No surprise here. They also have been pumping lots of money into Walker's campaign. Wisconsin Jobs Now will sue Walker's administration to force a true investigation into wages in the state. Joining me tonight is the executive director of that organization, Wisconsin Jobs Now, Jennifer Epps Addison. Jennifer, good to have you with us tonight. The legal avenue here, you bet, the legal avenue here, what is it at this point? Of course, the election, we're 8 days out. Certainly nothing's going to happen between now and the election, correct?
Well, you know, who knows what's going to happen between now and the election, but what we do know is we hope that a court will take this up, will take it up in a timely manner, and will make the only logical determination, which is Governor Walker did not follow state law. You have hundreds of underpaid workers who are now suing the governor, demanding one simple thing, that he follow the process set forth within state law. What we found after doing an open records request after the governor received hundreds of complaints from underpaid workers is that he didn't even do a cursory investigation of these workers' complaints. He did not contact one single worker who filed a complaint stating that their living conditions were such that it was forcing them to stay in poverty. Instead, all he did was get a debunked and disputed study from the Wisconsin Restaurants Association, a group that's given over $200,000 in campaign contributions to the governor, and use that to determine whether or not the state is paying a living wage. We believe that that the state law dictates he should have to actually consult with workers and follow the process set forth within the law.
So what is the living wage? What should the minimum wage in Wisconsin be? What's the living wage? And how do you come to that determination?
Well, state law is very clear. A living wage is a wage that allows workers to live in reasonable comfort and dignity. So no, they're not talking about having money to invest in an offshore Cayman Islands account or buying a second car elevator, but they're talking about having enough money to keep a roof over their head, to feed their children, to afford medical supplies when needed. And here's the reality. If the minimum wage had kept pace with inflation, it'd be right around $11 an hour. If it had kept pace with worker productivity, which is the true measure of our economy, it'd be near $21 an hour. So we certainly believe that somewhere between $11 and $21 an hour is the right place to come down on this. But that's really not the point of this lawsuit. We're not asking a judge to determine what the wage should be. We are asking a judge to determine that Governor Walker violated the law and that he has to actually engage in the process set forth by the law by either establishing a wage commission or by raising the state's minimum wage, because there is not a single worker within our state, or any state for that matter, that can live off of $7.25 an hour.
If he were to appoint a wage commission, would that change the dynamic of any of this?
Well, I think that what you'd have is you'd have a real investigation as to what the wages in the state should be.
Okay.
A wage commission could be staffed with workers, with economists, and also with business leaders. That was our hope all along. This isn't about gotcha politics. It's about what's in the best interest of our state and how do we build an economy that works for everyone.
So what's wrong with the Labor Department in Wisconsin?
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. It's that it's controlled by Governor Walker, who has refused to consider even a 1-cent increase in the state's minimum wage. As you heard in the clips before, I'm not even sure he believes in the minimum wage. He says he won't repeal it, but he doesn't think it serves a purpose. I think we need to go out there, and workers have been going out there to say we need to elect a governor who will follow the law, not break it, and who will listen to the working people of the state over the special interests like the Wisconsin Restaurant Association.
What decides this race? It's so close.
Well, the Journal-Sentinel, our state's largest newspaper, said last week that this race is going to all be decided by turnout. We're incredibly proud of the role that workers have played lifting up and elevating the issue of minimum wage. Okay. But we think it's about turnout, so we ask everybody to get out there and help us get folks out to the polls on Tuesday.
All right, Jennifer Epps, Addison, good to have you with us tonight. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.